Sean, I'd like to thank you for coming out today.
No problem.
Today I'd like to talk about your profession in the 3D modeling and animation.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a few things about how you got here today, what's required to make it in your profession, and some of the communication hurdles that you have to overcome while in this profession. So
Okay.
I'd like to start off with your full name.
Sean Christian Bellinger.
Okay. And where are you from?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay. And do you live here in Houston?
I live just north of Houston, Magnolia.
Okay. What is your employment background?
Right after college, I began working in the multimedia industry for a company. Our clientele generally centered around oil and gas and energy, but we did a lot of 3D animation, 3D modeling for the companies. We created promotional videos, we did training videos, anything ranging from graphic design to 3D modeling, animation, all the way up to video editing. We even had some work on CNBC.
Okay. Where do you work now?
Currently I'm working for Lone Star College. I'm also working for an independent game company called Revelation Interactive.
Okay.
Of course, it's a game design development company, and Lone Star is an educational institution.
Right. Okay. And how long have you been with Revelation Interactive?
Revelation Interactive, about 7 years.
Okay. And with Lone Star?
About the same.
Okay.
7 years.
What is your current title at Revelation?
Art director.
Okay. And you've held this title the whole time you've been there?
Oh, no, actually, an art director for the past 6 months. 6 months.
Okay.
Art director. We just started. We're getting pretty far along in our latest project, and they kind of moved me into the art director position to kind of facilitate that.
All right. When you started, what were your primary roles and responsibilities?
Primarily 3D modeler, texture artist, 3D animator.
Okay. And have they changed over time?
A little bit. Since becoming art director, I've been put in charge of defining the overall look and feel of the art in our projects.
Okay. Did you know early in life what you wanted to be?
Pretty much. I mean, I was always into art. I love to draw characters. Character creation has a special place in my heart. So yeah, I did that as a kid, and found that I enjoyed it as an adult.
Okay. Did a teacher, neighbor, family member, or role model help you influence to go into this field?
When I was in high school, I was a freshman in high school, I had an art teacher who exposed me to traditional animation. Got an opportunity to work on 10 seconds of animation, cell animation.
Awesome.
Then in college, I had an instructor who, I don't know, told me that I would make a great instructor, a great teacher. Didn't believe him at the time, but when the opportunity to teach came about, it turns out he was right.
Nice. Okay. If you could briefly describe your formal education, like degrees and certificates.
Associates of Applied Science in Animation, Art, and Design.
Okay. And what kinds of courses did you take to get there?
Traditional art classes, lots of drawing, traditional animation, 3D modeling, 3D animation, texture and lighting, let's see, storyboarding, storytelling.
Okay. Do you plan on continuing your formal education?
I'm currently doing that now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, yes.
All right. And what is that like right now?
Very, very time consuming. It's hard to work a full-time job and go back to school at the same time, but it's been really rewarding. It's kind of nice to be back in a situation where things are a little hectic.
Yeah.
Teaches you how, or it's kind of like flexing my muscles or getting a workout.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I have really firm deadlines to meet, and also have to work in a group project
Right.
as well. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been
Okay.
interesting.
And is this working towards a bachelor's?
Yes. Yes.
What do you like most about your job?
Taking something new that I've learned and turning around and teaching it to someone else. You know, this industry is always changing, always growing. So you never get to a point where you know everything.
Right.
And so you've got a a tool set, so to speak, of things that you know how to do in this industry, and how to get your work done, and workflows that you've kind of gained along the way, and being able to take and teach those workflows to students. That's a lot of fun for me. Get a lot of that.
And what would you say is what you like least about the job?
The administrative part. I just like to teach, but I have to record grades and take roll and all administrative stuff. That's not the fun part for me.
Oh,
The fun
okay.
part's actually teaching.
And when it comes to Revelation Interactive,
Mm-hmm.
what is something that you really like about that?
The fact that it's an independent company, we started it. Granted, right now we're not making any money, but
Right.
we pretty much call the shots, and we're getting our first title fully developed, and I don't know, it's ours, I guess.
Okay.
Basically being self-employed on that side.
Okay. Now, switching gears over to more of a communication aspect, in what situations are communication pitfalls or challenges most likely to occur?
Communication pitfalls. I guess when the parties are not on the same page, when people are not open to new ideas, I guess that can be a problem. Sometimes people have preconceived ideas about what to expect, when they're working with someone, when they're learning, and that kind of closes them off to new experiences, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
All right. Does age have an impact on the job communication?
I would say yes and no. With age comes maturity, so I guess the more mature you are, generally the more mature you are, the better or the more open you're going to be to communicating and I guess relating to people professionally. So yeah, I would say age has a lot to do with that. I mean, someone who's younger is not going to be able to communicate as well as someone who's got some experience.
Okay. What role do nonverbal communication cues play in your work environment?
Wow. I think they're. I think it's the overall part of the tools that educators use to work with students. Some students are extroverted, so they tend to talk and you can communicate well with them, but then you have students that are more introverted, and oftentimes words are not don't come easy to them, so you kind of have to listen to what they say and then interpret their body language, and sometimes you can read whether or not someone's interested or upset or agitated or excited or receptive to learning just by observing their body language. So there's often some nonverbal cues like facial expressions and whether they're closed up or
Right.
open, that you have to be aware of.
Okay.